Real quick, before we get started, if you were here just for the down and dirty numbers of how you need to prioritize your stats and what your hard/soft caps are, I'm going to throw those on the screen for you right now. We're going to jump more in depth in this video on each one of these. But for now, if this is all you're here for, here's the information you need. Let's go. What is going on, guys? Today we're going to be talking about PvE rogues in the Burning Crusade and what stats you need to be prioritizing and why they are most important for you to excel on the damage meters. Alright, to start us off, I think it's important that we start with the big two, expertise and hit rating. I put them in this order for a reason. Sometimes I see them flipped, but I promise you expertise is more important to a point than hit rating, and we're going to get in depth why. But before we get into all that, it's important that you guys know that I'm currently or just going to be discussing combat spec, because if your rating is anything else, good luck out there. The meters don't lie. Combat spec is incredibly strong in TBC compared to all other rogue specs, so I highly recommend, if you want to be a competitive raider, that is the route you take. Let's be real for a second. These topics can get a little boring and dry, so we're going to try to make it as entertaining as possible and talk as quick as possible to get through this. So let's start right at the top with expertise. For those that don't know, expertise makes it so your attacks cannot be dodged or parried. The number you want to hit to make this possible is 102.4 or 6.5% against raid bosses. And really, that's all that matters in this. There's different numbers for a level like 72 and below, but we're not going to worry about those today. So that 102.4 can get kind of challenging to hit. Luckily though, since we're rogues, we will only have to hit 63. This is because it's an awesome ability called Weapon Expertise. If you're not spec'ing Weapon Expertise, I don't know what you're doing with your life. If you're a human, this number gets even lower at 43.3 because of your racial abilities, sword specialization, or mace specialization. Once you hit this soft cap, as I said before, you no longer worry about dodge, parries, or blocking. It typically just dodges because you should be attacking from behind. One thing to note is early on in TBC, tier 4, it's a little bit harder to get this expertise to hit that soft cap versus tier 6, so just something to keep in mind when you're prioritizing your stats versus hitting things like that. As always, put everything in a spreadsheet and make sure you're not sacrificing too much in order to hit that expertise cap. Now that that's out of the way, let us jump into the big one for rogues: hit rating. For you guys that don't know, hit rating is incredibly important for rogues in general. You'll see, a soft cap and a hard cap. Today, we're going to be talking about shooting for the hard cap. I think it's incredibly important to shoot for the hard cap. For you guys that don't know, soft cap is when your special abilities like Sinister Strike can no longer miss, and the hard cap is when your white normal auto attacks can no longer miss as well. This has been shown more than once to be the biggest direct DPS upgrade, which is important. So the hard cap for us is 363. Assuming you have 5 out of 5 precision. Now, there's a lot that goes into this topic, so I'm gonna, just kind of word vomit for a few minutes here and throw some stuff on the screen for you guys. Without precision, no buffs at all, that number goes up to 442. Again, this isn't something you're really gonna worry about because there's not a combat rogue that isn't going 5 out of 5 precision. It's incredibly important. It's a very, very essential talent. So you'll have that for sure. So just worry about the 363 number. Now, this is where it kind of gets weird. There's other things that start to play an effect here, and it's such as like heroic presence from Draenei, improved fairy fire, or both. Plus, you're gonna have things like gems and stuff, and you need to really know your raid and when you need to worry about getting your personal stats up to 363 with gems versus, hey, there's definitely gonna be a Draenei or there's definitely a boomkin and things of that nature. I say this because I often see too many rogues statting for hit, and then they end up in a raid group with, a Draenei and a boomkin there, and they're past the hit cap. Early on in T4, this is going to be something you struggle to hit, but later on, come Sunwell and stuff like that, there's so much hit rating on gear that you're often going to be past the hit cap with little effort. So just make sure you're cognizant of that and you're gemming appropriately. Myself personally, once things are on farm, I will try to pick up a second piece of identical gear. This allows me to have 1 gem for hit and 1 gem for agility. That way, if I do end up in a raid group where the boomkin takes the night off or something like that, I can just swap it out and I'm still at the hit cap versus trying to, on the fly, struggle to change things out, spending a lot of money, or, just sacrificing DPS that doesn't need to be sacrificed. With that said, this can get pretty in depth with different trinkets and stuff, such as starting attempt or the madness of betrayer, just different options for increasing hit rating or expertise and things like that. And we haven't even began to talk about haste and the Naru sliver or the dragon spine trophy, which everybody knows about, can scale so well, but it does eventually fall off. Those kind of things I do want to discuss but I think I'm gonna put them in a future video. This video is already over 5 minutes long, and I just kind of want to end it for that way it's not too long and drawn out. So if you want me to discuss haste and the rest of this list, please let me know in the comments below. If this is your first time watching my video, thank you for taking the time. If you have any questions, please reach out. I'll list my Discord and everything below. I'm always available, and I will do my best to respond to you. I hope you guys have a great one.